G'day! Well, welcome back to my shop. I've got this beautiful piece of wood chucked up. It was given to me by a friend, and it's, even though I cut it down through 2 or 3 piss, it was just what I thought was a crotch, but that's was way more than a crotch. It's got 5 or 6 piths in it. Even though when I cut it down through a couple of piths, and they're on the other half. But what I want to talk to you about today is something that I think every serious bowl turner should have, and that's a coring system. There are a few out there on the market. I think One Way make one. McNaughton and Woodcut also make one. I've used the McNaughton, and it has got a very steep learning curve to it, same as the One Way. The One Way is not as steep as the McNaughton, but still, you're going to waste a lot of wood learning how to use it. My personal preference, and I know I'm going to sound like an advertisement here for Woodcut, but I've got the Woodcut system. Very easy to use. Yes, there is a learning curve to it, but you know, in 10 or 15 minutes, you're going to have it. So I'm going to move the camera, and I'll get set up, and I'll show you how the Woodcut bowl saver, how good a job it'll do on this piece of wood. Alright folks. Okay, so here's my piece of wood. I've still got a little bit of a rot hole just here, but that's no big deal. What we want is about 1 inch inch of wall thickness, and we'll go about there for the cutter. I've already put a tenon on here. What I've done, I've marked out two places with 1 inch in the middle. This so I'll get 1, 2, hopefully 3 bowls out of this, with the biggest bowl being about 13. I think it's about 13.5 inches. 13.25. So then the next biggest one will be 10 inch. And about an 8 3/4. So first off, we'll do is take out the tool rest. Now with this, you make up 2 templates. Goes on the back of your wood or your blank. And then you line up the center here to the center of the bolt with the cutter at your point of entry. A little bit of a trick to get it one-handed. Come this way a little bit. Good, my side is outside going nuts at something. You take your live center out, slide up your tailstock, tighten up the little wing nut underneath. Don't need a lot of pressure, but just add a little bit of pressure. Everything's now rock solid. Start the lathe off. Don't want to be going too fast. Here we are at about 500 RPM. Put your left hand on the blade. Apply even pressure on the handle. The good thing about this is if you back it off just there like I did, it's got no choice but to go back into the cup that you're making. Just clear the shaving. get a chip catch on the blade, just back it out and clear the blade and go back in again. Your shavings will change to little fibrous chips as you're coming around, and it really doesn't matter if you go too far and don't break this part out and it pops out. It's only going to hit against here and not go anywhere. Should be getting fairly close. There you go. That's all it is. Just a matter of twisting it off, sliding it out. Gives a nice clean cut and actually gives you the outside shape of your next bowl. And then it's just a matter of if you want, leave that bowl out of the way. Just lift this up. It comes with a collar, so when you set it up, you have your cutting height, you put your spur drive in, you put your cutter so it's at the center of your spur drive, and then you lock this collar in, and then you got the same height every time. There's two blades. There's a short blade. This one's for doing bowls under 8 inches, 7 or 8 inches. And this one here will do, you know, your bigger bowls. They have two versions of this. This is the smaller version, which will do from 12-inch bowls and down. The larger version will do bowls up to 18, 20 inches, I think. But it does leave a little bit of a nub here in the bottom. which we all know that's taken care of rather easily. Now you can leave it in there or you can take it out while the bowl dries. Oh. But just with a 1/2 inch bowl gouge. That's that one taken care of. Got a little bit of torn grain in there, but that's perfectly alright. So we just take that bowl off, put it aside. Now the reason I put the tenon on here, I made it a little bit too big. I made it a lot too big. There we go. Just bring the tool rest back up. Crank the speed up a little bit. Maybe if I get a sharp gouge, we'll be right. All I'm going to do, another tenon on the back. Slide that back out of the way. Drop the blank on the floor, just missing the toes. I hate shoes. That when I'm out in the shop, I'm always barefoot. We just tighten it back in. Tool rest back out. And the good thing is about this handle actually comes off. It's got a little set screw. This bar here is 1/2 inch, or about 13mm. So I actually use this handle on my 5/8 bowl gouge. So not only do you get a coring system, but you get an extra handle. Make sure everything's locked in nice and tight. Actually, for this one, because I'm not all that deep, I'll use the little blade. big one. So to change blades, just undo these two screws, maybe. I think I might have put them in a little bit too tight. Let's just loosen these two screws. Cutter. You place your large blade back in there so it becomes the lazy blade. Have it back around behind there. Tighten the screws up. Well, I'm just going to pause the camera for a minute. It's going to take me a little while. I don't know. I think my my other template has fallen down behind the bench. I've got to go searching for it. Be back shortly. Well, I think Karma might have run off with it and has eaten it because I can't find it. So what I've done, I've just measured, and I'll slide that back just a little bit. And hopefully we'll have it right. Burn on the smaller bowl. Crank the speed up about 800 RPM, and once again it's going. Quite ready yet. Should be getting awfully close, and just like that. Now, whether or not if this is worth putting another little tenon on and just scooping it out, I don't know, but probably not. But that's it, folks. That's about how easy it is. I've still got a little nub just in there. Once again, I set something down and I forgot where I put it. Still got a little nub in here, but I'm not too worried about that. But this is the big one we just done, and so normally, when you're doing a bowl this size, all this wood ends up on the floor, and it's got some beautiful colour in that to it, some great figure. So why waste all this beautiful wood by putting it on the floor? And I'll just mark those with today's date, put them in a paper bag with some shavings, and wait till they dry. But if you're looking for a coring system, this the Woodcut one is real easy to use. I got mine from Packard's. So they got a website. You can order direct from them, or you can order direct from Woodcut. But I will say the tips have got a slight hollow to them, your cutting tip. To get that back sharp again, you just take the tip square in on your grinder and just give it a quick little hit on the grinder, and that's it. The tip is back razor sharp again. And when the actual tip does wear out, you can either buy new blades for it or send the blades back to Woodcut in New Zealand, and they'll put new cutting tips on it for you. Alright folks, as usual, if you want to contact me and talk about wood turning or just shoot the breeze in general, my phone number is 817-724-7612, or you can email me, russbar56@gmail.com, or grab a hold of me on Facebook, Russell's Wood Turnings. Alright folks, enjoy your day, bye for now.